Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not just looking at some financial chart. We are on a mission to decode a trader's actual game plan, one that was created for one of the most unpredictable times in recent history. Let's dive in.
So, take a look at this. At first glance, it might just seem like a bunch of lines and numbers, right? But it's so much more than that. I want you to think of this as a treasure map, one created by a trader to navigate some really treacherous financial waters. It's filled with clues, different paths, and most importantly, escape routes. Our job is to figure out what it all means.
So yeah, what is the game plan here? And let me be clear, this is not about having a crystal ball to predict the future. No way. It's about having a rock-solid, actionable plan for whatever the market decides to throw at you. So let's break this thing down.
All right, so if this is our treasure map, the very first thing we need to do is get our bearings. We've got to know the where and the when of this whole journey.
And the timing. Wow, the timing here is absolutely critical. We're talking early 2020. I mean, you remember, the world was just gripped by uncertainty, and the markets were going absolutely wild. In that kind of environment, just hoping for the best, that's not a strategy. That's a recipe for disaster. So this trader, they were mapping out a plan for gold. You know, that classic asset people tend to run to in crazy times.
You know, any good map has more than one route, right? You got to have a plan A and a plan B. Well, this trader was prepared for two main scenarios. Let's start with the optimistic one, the what-if plan for the price of gold starting to climb.
Okay, let's kind of zoom in on the top part of this plan. This is what's known as the bullish strategy. It's just fancy trader speak for being optimistic, thinking the price is going to go up. And it lays out step by step exactly what to do if the market flashes a green light. A pre-planned response just waiting to be triggered.
So what's the magic number? It's right here, 4729. This is the trigger. And you got to know, this number wasn't just pulled out of a hat. A trader would see this as a key resistance level. Think of it like a price ceiling, and if the price breaks through that ceiling, that could be the signal for a huge move up. It's basically the starting line for the whole trade.
And this just lays out the whole plan so clearly. Step 1, the trigger, breaking above 47.29. Step 2, the destinations, where you're going to take your profits, are set at 47.82 and 48.45. But here's the most important part, the safety net. The plan says, hey, if this goes south and the price drops to this specific level, we're out. You limit the damage. Every single move is thought out before a single dollar is even on the line.
Okay, that's the sunny day scenario. But what if the storm clouds roll in? What if the price doesn't go up? Well, a smart navigator is ready for that too. So let's flip the map over and look at the plan for when the price of gold starts to fall.
And here it is, the other side of the coin, the bearish strategy. If the mood in the market turned sour and prices started to tank, this trader wasn't about to be caught by surprise. Nope, they had a whole separate game plan already built, just waiting.
And just like the buy plan, this one has its own trigger. The key number here is 4695. Now, trader would see this as a support level, kind of like a price floor. And if the price smashes below that floor, that's the signal that it could fall even further, and it sets off a totally different chain of events.
See how similar this is, just in reverse? The trigger is that drop below 46.95. The profit targets are set even lower, down at 46.57 or 46.24. And once again, that all-important safety net is there. If the market does a 180 and the price starts rising, the plan says, get out now to stop a big loss. It's all decided beforehand. No panic, just a plan.
So we've looked at two totally different plans, one for up and one for down. But you know what? They're both built with the exact same fundamental tools. Let's break down what those key tools are, because honestly, they apply to pretty much any trading strategy out there.
First up, the profit target. It sounds simple, but it is so powerful. It's basically deciding your destination before you even start the car. It's the big X on the treasure map. It's the place where you say, okay, I'm taking my winnings and going home.
And then there's the stop loss. This might be even more important. Think of this as your non-negotiable, pre-planned emergency escape route. It's the point on the map where you've already decided, you know what, this road is a dead end. Time to turn back, get out safely, and save our resources for the next adventure. This right here is the heart of managing your risk.
And when you put those two things together, well, that's where the magic happens. Before you even think about getting into a trade, this plan forces you to weigh what could go wrong against what could go right. You know exactly what you're risking, and you know exactly what you're aiming for. And that kind of clarity, man, that's everything.
Okay, This all leads us to what is probably the single most important lesson from all of this. Looking at a chart like this, it's not about trying to see the future. It's about something way more powerful and practical.
I just love this idea. The goal isn't to predict what will happen, but to have a plan for what might happen. See the difference? Prediction is all about your ego, about being right. But planning? Planning is about being prepared, whether you turn out to be right or wrong. And this chart we've been looking at, it's the perfect picture of that philosophy.
So, what are the big takeaways from decoding this trader's map? Well, first, always plan for more than one outcome. The market can go up or it can go down. Be ready for both. Second, know your risk before you start. Always. That's your stop loss. Third, know where you're going. That's your profit target. And finally, the big lesson that ties it all together. Being prepared is so much more powerful than trying to be a psychic.
And that really leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? We just walked through this incredibly detailed plan for dealing with financial uncertainty. It kind of makes you think. When we face uncertainty in our own lives, how often do we actually sit down and map things out? Plan for the good, plan for the bad, define our goals, and figure out our escape routes? It's a good question to ask yourself. What's your plan?